What is going on, everyone? How are we doing today? How is our wonderful, beautiful, I don't even know what today is. Wednesday. Oh my God, it has felt like it's been the longest Wednesday in the history of ever. I don't know about you guys, but geez Louise. Work gave it to me today, that's for sure. Just feel like it was one thing after another. That's all, really. Just felt like it was one little thing after another today. Bang. There we go. All right. TCG Arena. We're going to try something. We're going to try, because I want to see how this works, TCG Arena. Because I haven't managed to get anyone to actually play it yet with me. So we're going to actually see how this thing works. So first off, it's skipped to the beginning. So we're going to look, I want to see how this works. And then once we see how this works, we are going to mess around with a couple things. We can definitely do viewer submitted stuff, but I also wanted to mess around with some other things. I don't know. I haven't gotten around to messing around with a couple of things that I still wanted to look at. So we could either do some randomness, like blue green discard was something I wanted to mess around with, but also blue yellow discard was something I wanted to mess around with, or we can just do viewer submitted, and that is perfectly fine also. I am 100% here for that. But first, I want to check out this TCG Arena stuff. I just want to see how it plays, because I've only watched others play it, and I want to see how it feels, because I do want to do it with viewers. So if we go in here, we have a deck, and then I have a second account made. So I've got to create the game first. So this is what it looks like when you create your account. For those of you who don't know what this is. So you go in here, you create your account. You don't have any games loaded yet. You go into games, and then you select your game. So in this case, Lorcana, we can add it to our games, and then you have to go to decks. So you can choose a deck, and then, so we'll grab a deck really quick. Once it loads, if it loads, anytime now, we'll grab a deck, and then we export the deck from Dreamborn or wherever you get your deck list. Dreamborn, Norcana, I don't know, whatever else is out there. So you grab it. We'll grab Wonderful's red yellow list. We export that. We copy it to clipboard. We go in here, and then we can go to decks, create deck, test. Create deck, and then import, paste it, import and add, and then save. So now we have a deck on this account, and we have a deck on this account. So if we do this, and then we do, where is it at? We don't need that up. This one. Okay, so decks, we have a deck. Okay. So then we go to TCG Arena. We can go to play. And then I have to use this button. Public library, we'll call it. Let's make this really big first. So if we make a public library, you can't join another lobby while hosting one. Okay, that's fine. I don't want to host it. I just want to create it. Okay, all right. So how do we do this part? So if we want a public lobby, host lobby, But it won't let us actually do it. So I don't know. Maybe it's hosted. So let's go to play. And then is there a lobby for us to join? Did that work? Okay. Well, this isn't working very well. Okay. So wait, join? Okay, hang on. We might have been onto something. So if we host a lobby, we go here, we go to this, we go to this, public live, and then we join this one. I think it worked. Did it work? Come on. Did it work? Okay. Start a new game. Start. Test. Look at that. Continue. Hey, it worked. Hey, Beer Hero, what's going on, man? How are you doing? It worked. You're just in time. We got TCG Arena to work. So now what you can do is you can choose what you want to alter. So we'll just throw some things away. We'll keep a dock. This is a very old version of Steel Song, so but we'll keep the dock. Oh, we could keep something like this, and throw away the Mowgli. And this feels, we'll keep the Mowgli for ink actually. And then over here we'll just say we don't want any of these slushies. We can throw away Ohana, Bambi. Let's keep Ohana for Mulan actually. We can keep these three. So we'll mulligan those 4 cards, mulligan the 1 card, and we found a dock. Okay, so be it. So that's okay. So this is interesting. So again, when you play this, for everyone that's watching, when you play this, you have to play it with honest people, right? Like someone you know, because I can go ahead and just alter again, right? So this is a completely manual system. Okay, so it is interesting though, because you could do some legitimate testing on your own with it, but this is our new hand. So we have our hand. This is actually really cool. Okay. So if I wanted to ink this, I have to drag it to my inkwell, and then I want this Aurora. I want this Aurora to play. Okay, and it does actually exert your ink, so that's really cool. Okay, so it does exert your ink, so there is that. So now, what if I want to pass my turn? Okay, so what if I want to pass my turn? Actually, it'd be this screen. Sorry, guys, we're doing a little experimenting. All right, I want to see how this works, because I want to like actually do this on a stream with people. Disable auto untap and draw. Pause before drawing on your next turn. Click again to continue your turn. Create tokens of cards. All to deck bottom, shuffle, discard 1 randomly, all to remove. Can we right click? Nope. Can we main click? No. All right. Well, how do we pass our turn? Nope, untap. I feel like this should have been the easiest part for us. Create tokens, roll dice, help, preferences, start a new game, connect with players, toggle eliminated, disable auto untap and draw, pause before drawing on your next turn. it already, wait, how did it do that? Okay. So it did pass the turn already. So it is our turn. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we draw a card. We ink Mulan. We play Mulan. But how did it pass the turn last time? Or did it? And did I just start with the wrong person going first? Toggle. End your turn. Bang. Okay. Oh, and it even auto draws for you. Oh man, this is awesome. I can't wait to actually do this with someone. So, okay. Oh, interesting. So if we go over here, we actually have to put the damage on manually. So if we toggle the counter, okay, so it has 2 damage on it. Okay. So now we can go over here and do our turn. So we'll ink the Mowgli. It definitely does not like me doing it like this. But in a normal situation, I wouldn't be. So we're okay with that. And then we can go ahead and quest. And then we'd have to go up to 1 lore. And then pass turn. All right, this is cool. I can't wait to do this with you guys. This is actually pretty legit. Now, this is also a really interesting turn because, so we already drew, so we always ink the Ellenwe here. And we could go Willow or we could go Ruben. Both are fine options. So Ruben's going to let us be able to play out the Mulan, which prevents him from being able to quest or sing. He would have to get the Mulan out. But we could also do this where we go Willow. And then we'd have to use the ability. So I don't think there's an option to actually like use the ability. So I think, will it let us just play it? Okay, it will just let us play it. So again, you have to play with an honest person that knows like, yeah, I'm using Grandmother Willow's ability. I'm going to use Mulan. And then we can go ahead and toggle the counter to put 2 damage on her. And we can pass turn. And then it's back to us. So we drew a Stitch. We can ink the Stitch because we already know we're going the Dock route. And then we can go the Zeus. And this is a really unfortunate hand. So they're on 2 ink. Mulan shifts for 5. So they can't Mulan shift next turn. So what we can do is we can blow up the Zeus to take out the Willow. So your opponent would have to drag the Willow to the discard, but that way they can't cheat out Mulan early. And then from there, it's probably safe to exert because you're not unhappy about that. So I think you can just quest for 2 here and you'd be okay in a real match. And then you can pass turn. This is so cool. I'm actually really happy with this. Okay. So what this allows us to do is we can go ahead and we can go the Ruben route to get Mulan down. I can't wait to cheat on stream. This is an interesting turn. So World's Greatest Criminal Mind is not something we would actually probably need in this matchup, right? Goliath has been a really popular one in Steel Song, but they have to have it. So I think we can ink that. And then now we have a choice to make. We could draw off the Mulans. Or we could play the Ruben. If we play the Ruben, they can no longer quest, right? So that's kind of what your options are at this point. So you could go Ruben to do that, or you could just go Ohana to draw. And then and then you can take out the Aurora this turn. Because we inked World's Greatest. I don't think we're in that big of a hurry, right? Because they're only at 3, they'd only be at 3 lore, so And realistically, your opponent, once you play Ruben, your opponent's not going to quest anymore. Like, they're not going to turn sideways at this point. So I think we can go ahead and play it. We remove the 2 damage off of Mulan. And then we can draw 2 cards. Oh, Shark is weird. I don't like Shark in this. And then we move it to our discard. And then we can go ahead and tap and ping. And that just lets our opponent know that's what we're doing in case you're not on voice chat. And then bye. And then the Mulan would get 1 damage. Oh, this is so cool. I'm so excited to try this with you guys. I'm going to drop the link to it in the chat. So if you guys wanted to download it, and I'm going to drop it in the Discord too. Or you don't even have to download it. You just have to make an account. It's completely free. It's really quick. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I'm really happy about that. I think that's going to make testing a lot of fun, honestly. And to be able to like actually do it with viewers, I think is going to be even cooler. So yeah, if we were to keep playing this game, this is a really interesting spot because at this point, like, you can't do anything, right? So if you're the Amber Steel player, like, you can't turn sideways anymore. So let's say your opponent passed here. You'd have to find a song before you could actually do anything past this point. And we did not find a song. Yeah, I like the Shark in a more song-based building of a deck as well. I completely agree, Pierre. So, I don't think so. So Boba Fett is an super popular streamer in Europe, and he uses TCG Arena on stream all the time. That's actually how I found it, and he uses it all the time to 100 like 100+ people, and he's been doing it for a while, and nothing's come of it. So I don't think so. If he's been able to get away with it, then I think we'd be okay. And everything would be fine. That's huge. That's huge. Yeah, for sure, Seth. Now, one thing is, right, this doesn't, like, so it has a matchmaking system. Like, there is a matchmaking system on here, but I had it turned on for a while yesterday, and it never actually matched me into someone. So I don't think people are like using it. Like, I think, yeah, so you can just create a random lobby and maybe people will join it, right? But I could have sworn I saw like a matchmaking system somewhere. I don't know. Maybe there's not a matchmaking system, but this is really cool. I'm excited for this. I think this will be fun. But so yeah, well, definitely tonight's a shorter stream. Molly gets off early tonight, so but I don't know, if someone wants to create an account really quick, we can mess around with it. Otherwise, we're going to mess around with yeah, if someone wants to create something really quick, we can do that. Actually, if you wanted to create an account and we can test it, I think one of the easiest things would be for you to join like a Discord call, and we could chat while we're playing, and you'd be live on the stream, as like your voice would be live on the stream as well. So, but that's fine as long as you don't have music in the background. That would be the only thing, right? But so if someone wanted to create an account really quick, if you've already created it, otherwise, we're gonna hive mind a deck is what we're going to do. So, but yeah, I put that in there. I'm gonna drop this in the Discord also, if anybody wanted to, and let people know. This is pretty dope. Hey guys. And no auto matchmaking, but it seems pretty legit. Start doing games on stream with viewers utilizing it and proxies. Bang. Okay. Cool. That's really cool. I'm happy about that. All right. Anyways, how you guys doing? How is your guys' Wednesday going? What I want to mess with is I want to see what bones there might be behind a blue, yellow, and a green, blue discard deck. Blue, yellow is not going to have as many discard mechanics. It's just going to have more annoying discard mechanics early, I think is what we're looking at. But there are some good things still in it. As long as, like, because you still have the Mowglis, you still have the Timons, you still have Daisy Ducks. So there are some cool things there. So you discard their hand, and then meanwhile you're trying to ramp so you get to maybe your characters can trade, but also you're trying to ramp until you get to Raging Storm. So you'd run Raging Storm also. I hate this thing. Why does it do this to me? So that's kind of the thought process behind it. I don't know if it's going to be any good, but, there's only one way to find out, right? So we'll just kind of start super heavy. We'll start the 4 Timons, and then we'll jump into, we'll do Search for Clues. We'll throw that in there, the Daisy Ducks. And then what else? Oh, you got to run Ludwig, right? You run Ludwig over Timon, right? It's just, you just do we'll keep Timon in there, but I think you always just run. No, what did I click? Discard. I think you always just run Ludwig von Drake over Timon, and then you just also run Mowgli. Oh, Dreamborn is gonna just not gonna make me happy. Why is it being like this? What's up, Marine? Not a whole lot yet. We were messing around with some stuff first. So I was practicing with TCG Arena. It's the thing I was talking about the other day. I created 2 accounts, and it actually looks like a lot of fun. So I'm really going to push to do stream games with that, with anybody that wants to in some future streams, or if anyone wants to try and create an account now, we can run through it. But I think it's gonna be something that can be a lot of fun on the stream. And it worked really well for being what it is, being a manual kind of system. And so we were looking at that and running through a quick game with that. And I think that was really top notch. I think that was a really cool thing, and I definitely look forward to messing around with it. So as far as what we're doing now, I want to see what kind of legs a blue-yellow discard deck would have. That also, so the idea is you can discard them, but at the same time, you're ramping towards Raging Storm. So, which just feels pretty good, right? Like that feels pretty good. Just ramping to a Raging Storm. They have no hand, they have no field now, and you just kind of win the game, right? So we're just kind of throwing in a whole bunch of stuff first, and then we'll kind of see what sticks. And go from there. So Timon's probably just too much. Whenever, like, a 6 cost uninkable is a big deal, so I don't think that's the way. Whenever you put a card under this character, you may put a card from your Inkwell, or put a card from your discard into your Inkwell face down and exerted. Probably don't need that. Winnie the Pooh, you may return an item card from your discard to your hand. Don't need that. Gazelle, we're not going that route. So it doesn't look like there's anything else for us to take from this. Stitch could be interesting because who cares if they have a bunch of ink if they have no hand, right? Like that could be kind of a cool idea. Oh, yeah, Search for Clues. Yep. Search for clues and then use aggro stuff that ink itself, so you always have less cards in hand for it. So yeah, so that could definitely be something as well. Going that route to get Search for Clues to really work. That's actually a really good idea. I like that idea. Bell is gonna, make us some ink, which will feel good. So for discard, I mean, this isn't a terrible, so of course we don't keep Timon. So our real discard is just Daisy, Search for Clues, Mowgli, and Ludwig, which I say real discard, like that's actually kind of some legit discard abilities that you have there. And then you throw some overpowered broken cards like Sail on there. So now you can do something, you have a 1-drop, and then you ramp, and then you go straight into a Daisy, which can be fine. That can feel really good, but I think what would be most ideal is you go 1-drop into a Tipo, into a Search for Clues, so they discard 2 cards because you T-poed, so most likely they have less in hand than you, and then you drop a Daisy Duck on them, and they've essentially discarded 3 cards in that turn. So that feels pretty good. I think we can jive with that. As far as 1-drops, I mean, Elenwee's always a great 1-drop. Basil's a great 1-drop. Probably don't need Aurora. Daisy Duck's a Musketeer and a hero. Flounder's always an option. Don't need that on Inkable. Man, gosh, I had someone. Pumbaa's a 6-drop Daisy with a big body, but it's uninkable. Yeah, so we're gonna have to pay attention. Our uninkable count is only 4 right now, but we're gonna add Raging Storm and Hades in most likely, so that's going to definitely increase it, as well as Cinderella. So the number is gonna get rather high rather quickly. So something to be concerned about. But I'm a really big fan of the support 1-drops. I'm just really here for it because we can use it to boost our Mowgli's and Ludwig's, boost our Daisy, like things like that. So that feels really good. Nathan, what's going on? Go for dogs or anti-aggro? I personally think if I was able to go to Melbourne, I would run Blurple. Like I would either run Blurple because it has a fair game into dogs and everything else. I just think Blurple is a phenomenal deck. Purple Yellow has a very fair game into dogs, but you can't, dogs can run away from you very quickly when you play Purple Yellow because you don't have a good way you don't have a reliable way to cheat out in Elsa, right? Blurple has a reliable way to cheat out Elsa. Sail and Tipo. Purple Yellow only runs Lantern or Grandmother Willow. So it's a lot harder to get to that Elsa, which is going to be really important. If you survive, but the ability of Purple Yellow is to go something like Rafiki into Iago into Cheshire Cat. You don't even really need to cheat out the Elsa. Eventually, they're going to have to turn sideways, right? But so Purple Yellow or Blurple, I'd probably play Blurple. Blue Yellow seems to have some legs, but you're going to be playing on the seat of your pants all day. If you can see the wombo combo of turn 2 ramp into Cindy, into another princess, and then play the Raging Storm, then you can make it, right? But if you don't, dogs will just run you over most likely. Spooky Sight can help though, and then you just have to hope that it holds you off long enough. But I think Blurple would honestly be the best bet. I really do. And you could there's still plenty of time to run reps with Blurple. It's not hard to get. You could even run a set 10 deck for Blurple and be perfectly fine going into Melbourne as well if you're not able to get product. So there's just a lot of things pointing at Blurple saying play this deck. Okay. Ohanamin's family works really well in blue yellow because you have some really big bodies. So we have Hades. You probably don't run Stitch now that I think about it because you just want to go Cinderella. You run the Bell. We already have the bell in here. What are we at? We're at 50. Stitch. This Stitch. Yeah, no problem, man. Are you from Australia or you're making the flight there? I don't know. The biggest thing that I tell people is play the deck that you think you've had the most success with in set 10 going into Melbourne, because it's so early. And if you're not one of those people that has an infinite amount of time to play Lorcana, then and like a dedicated team that's going to just push games with you, you have to play what you're comfortable with and what you already have. So that's why like just running a set 10 deck is going to be perfectly fine. There's really good guides out there for Blurple. DKP's guide is absolutely phenomenal with tons of content. So you could go that route that already runs a lot of hate. And then you just throw some Tigers in there and you're set for dogs. Also, there's JDRR's Blurple guide, which is free for set 10. So a whopping 15-minute drive. There you go, man. That is the DLC for you, brother. That is awesome. So, but yeah, what did you play in set 10? If you say green blue, that is a little unfortunate, but there is things that you can do in green blue to help. It just feels bad, but there are things that you can do. Okay, so we have some 1-drops. It might be a little overkill because we are still missing some really important stuff. So, for example, we don't have any dig right now. So, probably want some develop in here. I'm perfectly fine with the 4 and 4 of Ludwig and Mowgli. Oh no. Yeah. I mean, if you know the lines really well, there's things you can do, right? Like I've seen people just throwing in a whole bunch just throwing in a whole bunch of Under the Seas and sudden fright. That's not the name of it. Sudden chill is not the name of it. What is this? No, spooky sight. Thank you, spooky sight. And that's a thing. The only issue is like, oh, that was Marine that played green blue. Yeah. So the only issue is that if you run into a green blue mirror and they're just living on a prayer, right? They've got Bon Jovi blaring in their headset and they're just living on a prayer that they don't hit dogs. Like you probably lose, right? Like they're just going to run you over with their green blue list that is set for Blurple and other green blue and controlled decks. And they're just saying, I hope I dodge dogs all day. On that note, it does happen. Like Fumbles and Sky dodged dogs throughout day 1 and day 2. They both had 2 dog opponents. They both went 1-1 into the dog opponents. I would wager that the ones they won were on the play. And there's a good chance the ones they lost also on the play. I don't know though. But they managed to dodge dogs. Other green blue players weren't so lucky to do it. So I'm looking at Amber Sapphire at the moment, modifying the Joshua Paltry list. Oh yeah, running the aggro list. So that one's really exciting, Marine, because so we looked at your list last night, which I think like not last time, but the other night. But also like Joshua Paltry's list, like you could probably just throw in like a Cinderella, and that's gonna answer a lot of the not Cinderella, Belle, and that's gonna answer a lot of the problems that deck had. Mainly draw, right? I'd have to look at the list again though, but I think Belle would definitely fit really well in there. Been trying princesses, but it's hard to make a deck do anything more than aggro. It is, right? Because Blurple was good. Blurple will I see Blurple being the most represented deck at Melbourne. What is really unfortunate though is Melbourne's not going to be streamed, which makes me very sad, very, very, very sad that it's not going to be streamed. Because that would be huge. Like I think if Melbourne was streamed, it would be people would be very interested in watching it just to see what spice shows up. But I'd imagine that Blurple will be the most represented deck. Dogs will be there. I just don't know if it would be the most represented deck still. Just because it is still difficult to pilot. Like, I don't know how much you guys look at like the Metafy notes and stuff, but last night I played 2 dog players, and they did this wombo combo thing of they went like 1-drop Daisy or Lady into a Willow plus a 1-drop into a Lilo plus Pudge. And that was their hand. Like, their hand was gone at that point. They're stuck top decking, and I cleared their board, and they only got to like 10 lore, 12 lore. So these new dog players, they have the opportunity to just flood the board, and if you can answer it, you just win the game. Like, they're not utilizing, they're playing dogs like it is a aggro, like your stereotypical aggro deck of I play card, I turn card sideways, and that just doesn't really work unless your opponent just gets unlucky or they're not great, right? It worked in Hong Kong for dog players, but a lot of those players that made top cut and everything had only been playing for like a week. So, and it's best of one. In a best of one, you don't have time to find the anti-aggro cards in your deck. 1-drop into Chicha into Mickey Mouse is a decent line to make Cindy at home. Yeah, no, very true. So, locals DLC testing last night with proxies, 5 out of 6 for dogs. Yeah, and that's going to be part of it too, is there's going to be a lot of dog players, and if they weren't playing dogs already, like, there's a good chance they're just going to get skill gapped, right? And Blurple, though, does have a lot of answers. Blurple can go 1-drop Rafiki into a Sail or Tipo into a Tigger to bounce whatever you want back to their hand into your Elsa, and then now you're clearing anything they had. And from that point, if you play like a Cheshire Cat, then you own the board at that point, because then you're going into your Hades turns and your Demona turns, and the game's just over. So if you're gonna play Blurple, I definitely recommend checking out Tigger. It's really good anti-aggro as well. So Pudge Dogs is a lot more fragile than the regular list that are just the old builds from Willow. Yeah, I agree. And I think we're going to see... Is my camera blurry? No, okay. I think we're going to see I think you guys being there are going to see a lot of different variations of dogs. The Lilo and Stitch, or the Stitch Rockstar deck, is a lot more wombo-y combo-y. Your stereotypical dogs that we were seeing towards the end of the set is a lot more... patient aggro, and then there's the new Pudge aggro, which is I'm just gonna play out my whole hand and say good luck. If you answer it, you win. If you don't, you lose on turn 4, turn 5. So green purple is very strong this set. Green purple has some really exciting things going for it, so I definitely agree with that statement. So okay, I don't think we need that 1-1 drops. I want to bring something up. I want to cut those 1 drops down. And because do we need visions? Or do we want another princess, right? Because there's Moana. We could run Moana, which is good. Or no, I know what we need. Do we need Spooky? Because Spooky could be good here. We could go 4 Spooky. Is that too many? Going 4 Spooky is pretty much just saying, if you're aggro, I will hopefully find an answer. And having a discard package, you're already in a good place to find an answer into aggro. So that is something. Gosh, I wish this was a song. So I don't know. I think you could start... Abby, young lady, you're not being very ladylike. Quit pushing me. Too spooky? Okay. It does keep our uninkables down. And then maybe we just add 2 Moanas. just to increase our princesses, because that's going to help with our hand size, getting a Moana down. I don't know. I think this is a good starting place. And if we go to simulate, new game, I mean, you just go turn 2 ramp, right? Keep Cindy, go for turn 2 ramp, call it a day. Mulligan 6. Okay, we're in trouble. If it's aggro, we probably lose. No, not necessarily, right? So probably, oh geez Louise, probably inking Moana. Playing nothing, right? So Tipo is good. Ellen Wee's fine. So we go Tipo into Daisy. Into Daisy again. Just discard their whole hand. Tipo into Daisy into Daisy. Is that too much? Uh-oh. Well, we're okay. We're okay because we have Tipo. Isn't the best blue steel the ally build at the moment? New Angel and Pete are allies, and Jasmine Pleakley gives you the 1-2-6 lines. Oh, you're responding. Okay. Do you see a world where blue steel can compete with Spooky and maybe Big Ariel? Oh, I see. So blue steel's an interesting one because blue steel struggled last set into Blurple, right? So did it get anything new enough to make, like, for the control variant of like Aerial Sonic Warrior to help it into it? Now, that being said, did it struggle? I don't really know. I'm just assuming it did because we never saw seeing it topping anything. Mostly, the only ones we really saw topping things later on were like Blue Steel Ally stuff. And I think the Blue Steel Ally list has a lot of legs. I think there is some crazy things that you can do with the Blue Steel Ally list. Angel has been testing like a Greek goddess. Like, I've loved Angel and Amber Sapphire. So if we were to look at it, right, or I mean, I'm sure there's already a Blue Steel ally list, right, that we don't have to start from the beginning. This is Ariel. This is Ariel. Pay all this money, brick and cry. So we can just start here and kind of look at what we've got going on. So if we go to duplicate in here, so I like the Darkwing Duck package. I don't think you need Thunderquack. I think you can just cut that out. I know it's synergy and that's cool, but yeah. During your turn, whenever an opposing villain character is banished, you may ready a character here. If they do, they can't quest for the rest of the turn. Okay, so the location is mostly a 4-cost location. I mean, probably not, right? Probably on the side of never, but okay, so for our detective package, we've got Darkwing Ducks. Big fan of that. This Darkwing Duck is an absolute monster. But the question is, do you go like a Darkwing Duck package for this really heavy tempo variant, or do you go the route of Jasmine, right? Too many people think Angel's bad, making every card in hand to fire the cannons. Yeah, no. Anyone that says Angel is bad has not played enough Angel. Angel feels bad at first until you realize that you're a little machine gun with resist 2. Yes, you're only questing for 1. You only have 3 attack, but it's tough for cards to get through with that. And if you're pinging for 2 and dealing 3 damage, you're clearing most things. Like, yeah, it's just a monster of a card. It is a really good card. That, yeah, I don't, anyone who says otherwise is just being a little silly and have not tested enough Angel. In my in my, you know, opinion, which I don't know, what does that count for? I don't know. So okay, so we could go the Darkwing Duck package. So if we go the Darkwing Duck package, you're playing a very tempo mindset of blue steel, right? Like your entire focus now is Detective Judy Hopps style. Or you can go the ally route, right? Not enough villains, and though I really hate the 2-drop. Yeah. Meta wide Darkwing Duck isn't good enough in my opinion. Not enough villains. Yeah. Yeah. The item is just too slow, so you can't run that. The nice thing about Darkwing Duck is just he's so big. Like if you get him out on turn 4, like that is a monster of a card to deal with. But I don't know. I agree. I think what we want to find, we'll come back to something like that. What we want to find is an ally list, because I think that's where the money's at for, and just no one's made an ally list. I think that's where the money's at for blue steel, is an actual, here we go. All right, let's take what we got here. So okay, so what do we got going on? So we got Jasmine. I really am I'm a big fan of 6 Jasmines, because, and the reason for that is just how impactful Jasmine is for the list. I think that Jasmine, if you're able to get an early shift Jasmine out, like it's you're off to such a great start. So I almost want to just run at least one more, if not 2. The Tinkerbells, Vincenzos feel good. Pete is another phenomenal card. And the fact that Pete is an ally is just so good. Like that, if you guys have not played a lot of Pete yet, you're missing out, because this card, if he lives, goes absolutely crazy. And then the amount of things they have to trade into it generally is, it's so good. So okay, but I think this is an ally route is a really good direction to go. You just have to that's where it feels really interesting, right? Because I think that the blue steel Aerial Sonic Warrior list is really good, right? But it already struggled into Blurple, I think, from what I remember people saying. Again, I didn't play Blue Steel last set. I didn't play a lot of Blurple last set, and no one in my local meta showed up with Blue Steel a lot. So I think the detective version is probably better. The detective version is better into aggro. The ally version is going to be better into Blurple, I would think, because you're playing big card after big card. You get your Jasmine for resources. I would either play the detective. If I was to play blue steel, I'd probably either play the detective or a version like this, and go from there. I don't want to cut down, but I mean, I really like 6 Jasmines. A minimum of 6. You don't want to see a lot more, if I'm being honest. We got the sales, we got the T-Pos. Pleakley feels fine at 2. I think that's a good number for it. And then, yeah, you can still just do the busted blue steel things where you go sail into Cinderella into Goliath, which feels good. Tinkerbell Vincenzo. I don't know, something like this. Yeah, I mean, creates list looks fine. So you could even just go -1 more Captain Hook for Jasmine, and that'd be probably just a fine way to do it. So, or -1 to go Angel, and then you just go a 4th Angel. I don't know, something like that. Blue Steel Ally set 11. No, not that. And then let's kind of see, simulate. New game. Okay, so what do we got here? Oh, we got a Jasmine shift line, ladies and gentlemen. We're cooking. Oh, that is just such a beautiful thing. So we have a 1-2. What I'd really like to see is a Pleakley. We probably keep a Tipo no matter what. Yeah, I think we always keep a Tipo because in case we do brick on something that feels good. On the draw, I'm probably not keeping Thunderbolt. I don't think it feels bad, but I don't know. That is a tough one. Because most decks will benefit from getting a like you throwing a Thunderbolt at them, but I think I just want the resources, right? So I think I'm happy just finding the resources. If they play a Daisy, you get punished. And then so turn 2 or game 2, you don't throw back the Thunderbolt, right? And that's just that's just the choice. Now, the other option is we keep the Thunderbolt and we throw it away with the Tipo on turn 3. But I think we can just throw away the Thunderbolt. Yeah, yep, that's how I feel, Marine, as well. That's how I feel as well. So, and then the other thing is a lot of people are going to start teching in Fire the Cannons. So if you lose your Jasmine Shift, then you're stuck with this Thunderbolt and you just a lot of potential bricking. So we do that. Yeah, so this feels good. So we can ink a Jasmine, play a Jasmine, pass, right? From there, you can probably just ink a Tipo, play a Jasmine, and quest. Depending on what you draw, that feels fine. And then you can either do that, but if it's aggro, so for example, if you're against an aggro deck, you might be better off going, so you played your Jasmine, you might be better off just playing Tipo and inking the Hades, and then playing the Angel on turn 3, and then pinging their Willow with the Angel, right? And so that's going to feel really good. And your Jasmine and your Tipo can possibly trade into something as well. So you might be better off just not building the Jasmine yet. And then if your baby Jasmine is still alive, then you can shift Jasmine and get your draw engine going. So that would feel fine as well. So yeah, I think if it's aggro, you definitely go Jasmine, Tipo, Angel. If it's not aggro, you go Jasmine, Jasmine, do stuff after that. Possibly Tipo, ink the Hades kind of thing. So here, this is an interesting one. Cindy's fine. I don't want the dock. That one's tough, Nathan. So in this list, right, you do have Jasmine and Cinderella, right? That can go ahead and beat up that are both capable of beating up dog players. So that is fine. Like that is going to be helpful. I don't know. Let's look at it. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, my goodness. So we could go Jasmine, ink Angel, play Jasmine, probably ink Strength, depending on what we draw, play Jasmine, quest, and then the next turn we can Thunderbolt something, play Pleakley on it if we really wanted to. Oh, this is nice. This is a cool hand. Okay, sweet. Let's look at it. So if we were to throw in a Fire the Cannons, we go up to... You could cut like the Thunderbolts for Fire the Cannons, and I think that would feel fine. Like if you cut the Thunderbolt down, you could do that and run Fire the Cannons. Going up on Inkables is, I guess it's not that bad. You do run Tipos and Cinderellas. So it's not the end of the world, right? With blue-green looking weaker, blue-steel looks more viable as well, especially if you can fit in a few ward characters like Scuttle and or Darkwing Duck to check the spot removal. Yeah, and that's true. You're talking specifically the 2-4-6 route of blue-steel with like Aurora, maybe Aurora Sonic Warrior and stuff. And that's true as well. Like that may be something. So yeah, I can respect that. Yeah, that's blue steel's in a really interesting place because there's just so many different routes that you can take it, right? Um, if we go here, export, copy to clipboard. I want to take it a little bit deeper into something. So go to decks, create deck. I want to import, bang, bang, save deck as, blue steel allies. Bear with me. You'll see what I'm doing in just a second. And then I want to go to simulate alter. So the nice thing about this simulation is that I can play out my starting turns. So if I go to simulate turns, then what I'm able to do here is that I can actually play out my turns. So for example, we can afford to keep Fire the Cannons here because we have the shift line, right? And we have Cinderella later on. So I'm not opposed to keeping Fire the Cannons because we also have Angel. So if anything, we send back these two, and we only get punished if we draw a bunch of uninkables. But we could, and that would be bad. But we see 2 uninkables here out of our 16. There's 14 left. And we only need 1 more inkable here. So we can go ahead and alter 2 cards. Perfect. That's perfect. So again, with a hand like this, if it's aggro, we go Jasmine. Honestly, you don't even... Yeah, you still go Jasmine because you don't know who they are, right? And then you'd probably ink the Pete, to be honest. And that feels really bad. Like, that feels awful to do that. But you don't want to ink... I don't think you want to ink the Sail because if it's aggro, you need to get your Angel down. Right? Because what you can do is you can go Jasmine, ink Pete, right? So you ink the Pete, you play the Jasmine, and then you can, and that's your turn, right? And then you draw a card. At this point, if they're dogs, you ink the Goliath, and then you play Sail, so you draw a card. You ink the Tipo, and then if you need to, you fire the cannon something. And then next turn, you draw a card. You play... So here's where it would get interesting if it was aggro. If it was aggro, you probably... I think you honestly ink the Angel at this point. I think you... Well, no. I think you do this. You shift Jasmine first. You shift the Jasmine first and do the thing. So we'll do probabilities really quick. So looking at our next, Jasmine draws how many cards? I can't read that. 3 cards. Okay, so if we have Jasmine, shift Jasmine first because you look at the next 3 cards. So you go to probabilities and 3. So, I mean, the odds of seeing an ally are astronomically good. Like, almost impossible to not see an ally, right? In 3 cards. So we pull an inkable. If it's a Pete, I think we probably just ink the Angel, right? I think that'd feel... No, I think you still keep this. You fire the cannons, the Willow, and then you pull an ally, and you you could do that. I don't know. It would get interesting. I think it would matter what you pulled, right? Because you draw a card, now you're in trouble, kind of, because you do it. You maybe get another inkable. You play a inkable, and you go ahead and ink that inkable. You play a Cinderella. You can send this and filter, so you draw a card and you get a Vincenzo. And you're also at 4, 5, 6 ink. So you're going into turn 7. If you draw an inkable, you shift, you ink that uninkable. You play Vincenzo on something. feels pretty good. Jasmine Shift is pretty good. Like, so that's kind of the what you could do, right? Honestly, even if you miss getting uninkable, waiting another turn to ink Angel isn't terrible, as you can see the next turn's cards and drop Angel or just ink it and play Cindy. True, and that's also an option, right? And that just goes to show again the power of Angel. Like, she is just so good. She doesn't create go-go value into dogs because she doesn't take damage from any of the dog cards because she has resist +2 if your hand is empty. She pings the damage, so they have to now have X3s and above going forward, but they don't have a lot of those. So it just feels good. Like, it feels really good. And at this point, like, you're questing for 4, 5, like questing for 4, 5 each turn. Like, you play a Pete, you look at your cards, you find a Vincenzo. Like, life is good, you know. You filter some stuff, you know, you do a sale thing. Life is pretty good, right? Okay, how do we reset? In simulation? Reset. I don't know. So Blue Steel Allies seems pretty darn good. Yeah, man. Let me grab it. So this was share. Nope, that's not what I want. I just want this. Copy this. Bang. This feels better than 246 with all the aggro and the local. Yeah. The problem, like, the thing with 246 is you're gonna have to see that 246 line, right? If you go that route, because if you don't have time to get Spooky down, you don't have time to get your big characters down like Jasmine and stuff. So you're just kind of, you know, up the creek without a paddle kind of situation that you don't want to be in. Detective Amber Sapphire. I haven't even looked at that yet, so that's something we can kind of gander at. 2-4, yeah. So, I don't want to look at this right now. Let's take a gander at blue yellow. Let's take a gander at blue yellow detectives. What do we got going on? Oh yeah, the paltry list, right? Okay. Let's see if we can find that really quick. Blue, yellow. Princess Power, yellow, blue detective. It's got to be similar to this, right? Poisonous has one. Lorcana Theo has one. Let's see. Amber Sapphire Detectives. Here we go. Okay, so this was his list. So if we are taking this list and we are looking at making a set 11 list, right? So our set 11 cards that we did get, if we look at Winterspell, of course Dreamborn doesn't want to work. Blue yellow detectives. Okay, so we look at Winterspell, we go to blue yellow. What kind of new, did they get any new detectives? Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for stopping by, Nathan. I'm glad you could stop by and say hi. So have a good one, man. I don't like this. When you play this character, you may return a detective card from your discard to your hand. Not a super big fan of that. 5 cost uninkable is pretty hefty. So not too big on that. So much to give is probably a no-go. 1 ink runner feels fine. Still. What are our 2-drops like? I mean, honestly, what did this list add to it? Because if we look at blue yellow, like what? Set Winterspell. Oh my, stop. I mean, there's Lilo. There's a Cood, of course. So a Cood feels really good if you can get an early Cood out. But we're not really running anything right now for an early Cood. So that is something. Bambi could be a card. Oh, wait. But you said blue-yellow detectives. Oh, this is like a blue-yellow detective list. It's still in there. So that's okay. I don't know. What have you added, Marine? Is there anything you've actually added to this list from set 10? Because the thing is, I just don't know if you do need anything. Like, the list is pretty solid. You could cut the genies for stitches, and I think that would feel fine if you just did something like this. But Stitch isn't a detective, so that does hurt you a little bit. I mean, what do you cut besides the one song that gives a character bodyguard? Chicha has the ability to draw you quite a bit of cards if it sticks around. Yeah, I trimmed genies for Darkwing Ducks, added Let It Goes, and Raging Storms. Okay, that makes sense. So, like, did something like this. Because honestly, the detective synergy doesn't mean a whole lot. Like, it hurts your ability to challenge into evasives, but when you're running 4 horseman strikes, you don't need that, like, a whole lot of opportunities there. You also just don't have a lot of trading value, though, do you, in this deck so early on? How did this deck feel into dogs? Because you don't have a lot of capability of doing stuff. So Judy Hopps will answer the Lantern, which is really nice, and she does challenge well. So that is something. But you're not worried about a Lantern? That's right. The Chromicon, right? It answers the Chromicon. Okay. To keep the Judy Hopps high. Are you actually getting to Raging Storm, though, with no ramp cards? I mean, well, with no Cindy and your only ramp is Sail, right? No Tipo. Hey, what's up, Berman? How you doing, man? How you doing, brother? I saw you're having pretty good luck with your green purple list. That's pretty awesome, man. So Darkwing Duck checks the aggro and Judy gives them resist 2 for trades. True. Oh, that's right. You have Mickey Mouse and Donald. Duh. Yep. Duh. Let it go. Yeah, Nick Wilde can do a lot of damage really quickly. So you could probably just cut the Ink Runner, go to 2 Let It Goes. Did you say you added Let It Goes? Okay. So just 2 and 2 would feel fine, I think. World's Greatest is still a really good card right now. It's not going to be good into Blurple, though, or Dogs. Blurple, you can Basil something to World's Greatest, which does feel good, but you have to have Basil alive, so that is a dangerous thing to have to rely on that card. So you can maybe do this, because they're both doing the same thing, kind of. Both being an instant answer to a card. But Let It Go opens up more options, which is nice. 18 on Inkables. But they are pretty cheap, so it's not the end of the world. Simulate. Okay. Cut Hades to 2. Okay. That's right. I forget Chicha has support because you're just never turning Chicha sideways, right? Like, that's just not something that happens a whole lot. Probably just this. get that Chicha ready to rock and roll. You could keep a Darkwing Duck if you're on the draw and you are worried about aggro. Otherwise, I think you just keep Chicha and alter 6. We got all the ducks this game. Okay, so there's our 1-drop, unfortunately. Our Nick Wild. If it's aggro, you go Darkwing Duck. If it's not, you're probably safe to go Chicha. And then next turn, you can go Ludwig plus Nick Wild, which feels fine. Chicha can challenge if you need her to because you don't have any ramp or any ways to get a second ink right now. So that is something that Chicha is going to kind of lose a lot of her capabilities. This game, this route, Basil Chicha. Oh no. Oh no, Mumsy. You can Ludwig first, then crash it after playing. Oh, that's true. That's very true because they're still going to turn stuff sideways because they're not concerned about it because you didn't have the Chicha. So they're just going to turn their stuff sideways and be happy with it. So, yeah, that's very true as well. That's a really good point, actually. That is a really good point, actually. That's cheeky. That's cheeky. Yeah, Raging Storm is going to be relatively easy to get to when you have all these Mickey Mouses and the Sails and the Donald Ducks. Like, it probably won't be that difficult to actually get there. Oh, device steal. All right. I don't know. I think this is something that can actually have legs and do really well. Tons of draw. You don't need the 4 Hades, right? That's the Cindy. Yeah. So you could cut it like you did, but yeah, I think this feels really good. I think all forms of blue steel, but between this and the blue steel allies, blue steel is in a really good place in my opinion. So okay, retro device doing green steel this time. I think you talked about this, right? But you went with Amethyst because it has all of the draw cards that this doesn't have. Because right now your draw is discard, right? Goliath, that's your only draw. And then you have to rely on Gantu to get rid of Mickey Mouse. Now that is 2 more, so it's going to be difficult to get to Mickey Mouse. That does feel really bad. I mean, what if you... No. That wouldn't work. Actually, I was thinking like green yellow. But that wouldn't work. Or, sorry, yellow steel. Because you could go amber steel and run Ursula. And Ursula can sing the new Darkwing Duck song where you both flip the top card of your deck. And if it's a character, you get to play it. And that could be fun. So that's something different, though, because you can't do that. But I like the Stitch and Lilo synergy. Because that is your... Between Goliath and Stitch, that's your only card draw. So that is something. But... This one also has like a lot of Lilo and Stitch tribal going on, so that's something kind of cool. Hamsterville. For each alien character card in discard, you pay 1 less to play this character. You know what? We did say we would Fox and the Hound. So you're right, BZ. We did say that we would Fox and the Hound yesterday. So what we're going to do, we're going to make this really easy. I'm going to follow Berman so we can come back to him. He would have to make his stuff viewable, though. This man hides everything. He says, no one will see my spice until it goes on the stream. Let's throw these in going live really quick. I'm being pinged on Discord. Because I want to mess with Fox and the Hound with everybody. And because BZ talked about it yesterday, and I said we'd get to it, and we never did. I've been having a blast with Red Boost Reckless. The new Scrooge cost is crazy good. Are you talking about the 3? It's a 3 cost where you can boost it, right? And it gets +1 attack and lore. I think that's the one you're talking about. Okay. Todd. Do we want to cheat and see if anyone's already started a Todd deck, or do we want to start from the beginning? In the beginning. Really? Is there no Fox? Oh, there we go. I mean, you have to run Enchanted Todd, right? If you're running a Todd deck, you have to have an Enchanted Todd. So, okay. We'll start from the beginning then. Start fresh. I got some ideas. Okay, BZ, are we going combo route, or are we going evasive quest out route? Because we can go like this evasive route with game preserve and kind of abuse that. Or we could go combo route and go really heavy into combo route. 2 cost on ink. He's a weapon. Oh, he's a 2 cost. I was thinking he was a 3 cost. Okay, that's really good then. So I played a red purple list earlier that was really that was running those cards, and they get big really fast, and they're really difficult to deal with. Okay, so we'll start with the must-haves, Sail and Tipo. We've done the hard stuff now. We've got that. So let's go. Do we still ramp though? If we're going an evasive route, do we still ramp? Come on. The Fox and the Hound franchise. Okay. What do we got going on here? So, okay, we still ramp. Okay. So, shift line, if we're going this evasive route, we'll just kind of throw these guys in there really quick. This one's evasive, quest for 2, and you can pay 2 for it. So you have to see the 1 cost Todd. But we're running the 1 cost Todd anyways. Right? Because we need the shift lines. Are we running the 4 cost Todd? Whenever this character quests, gain 1 lore. Chosen character of yours gains evasive. So are we running the 4 cost? Do we just want the more shift lines? It does quest for 2, which feels fine, which feels good. Okay. We definitely run 4 of these, I believe. Oh, he is a singer. That's true. He is a singer 4. Okay. I mean, we've got to run a couple of Widow Tweed, right? When you play this character, return a card from your discard to your hand, and you can play him for free if he's Todd. We've got to run a couple of him. Or her, I mean. Oh my God, that's a yellow card. I just got so excited. I got so excited to play him for free. Okay, let's just do this so I don't get more excited. Come on, Dreamborn. Okay, evasives. We can't get that excited. We lose. Okay, so we need Go-Go. So where's our Go-Go? Pegasus wouldn't be a bad one. 4 Go-Go's. I mean, it's evasive. It feeds this location. So that's fine as well. That feels good. You could run Pegasi. You know, just a gaggle of Pegasi, which would feel fine also. Do we want Vixen? Wait. No. Take out Widow Tweed. Get out of here. Okay. Because we also have Squeaks. We have Squeaks and Vixen. This is coming down turn 3. Yeah, great 1-drop. Which one's a great 1-drop? Todd, Copper. You mean great 2-drop? Vixen, you pay 1 less, so we could play it on turn 2. The item that gives support. So do you just want that because it readies your Todd? Is that why you're thinking that? Tiny Tim's Crutch? Because then you can quest with Todd, ready Todd, quest with Todd. And so you can get 4 lore out of him with a Tiny Tim's Crutch down. Which is kind of neat. So are we just playing our cards and turning sideways kind of thing? Because right now, our board is not sticking around very long. Like, this thing's going to be answered quick. But they have to have evasives to be able to do it. And then you have this Copper that is going to let your things quest really well. The new Mulan. This one's a little rough, right? Because the new Mulan is a little rough. I mean, if we're running Crutch, then why not, right? That could be fine. One thing we do need, though, is draw. We don't have any draw. Like, we have no engine right now. So do you not care about having any draw then? Like, even aggro decks have draw, right? With Doc, we just don't have that privilege. There is Scar, but that's not going to be relatively simple to do. So what's our draw package? Draw a card, then choose and discard a card. Freeze the vine, draws a card. Come here, Abby, you big baby. We don't really have anything, do we? There's the Clarabelle package. Chicha. But if you run Chicha, I think you just have to run Mickey Mouse, right? Like, at least Mickey Mouse. You could run Donald Duck. Oh, you're fine. I know, Mom's home. It'll be okay. Moana is pseudo draw. That's true as well. I don't know. I don't think Donald Duck feels bad. I think Donald Duck feels fine in a combo deck. I think that's a good one. Moana is pseudo draw. That's very true. So you can go that route as well. Draw cards until you have the same number, but that's a metric ton of tempo loss. I mean, you could run the Clarabelle package, right? Run the Shift Clarabelle. So you could do something like this and this and this, which will take you to 60. And I say 3-drop Clarabelle because 3-drop Clarabelle would give you the opportunity to also draw a card, even if you don't see the shift. So you could... Wait. Oh my goodness. We have 0 uninkables in our deck right now. Oh, this is actually kind of clean. Okay. So... our 1-drops, we've got 8 1-drops, 2, 4, 6. We've got, that was funny. That was dumb. Why did I say 2, 4, 6? 4, 8, 10, 2-drops. Our 3-drop slot is, I mean, Game Preserve, though, is fine. We just have to make sure we see an evasive. So we're kind of lacking in the evasive department right now, actually. now that we look at it. Like, we don't have a lot of evasives to really make Game Preserve worth it. So we need more evasives. We need more cowbell. We need more cowbell. Abby, you big baby. So do we want to run the Clarabelle package, or is that asking for too much? What about Shere Khan? Shere Khan. The uninkable quest for 4, discard your hand. So we just don't care about draw anymore? Is that what you're saying? How do you spell Shere Khan? This way? Yeah. This one? Or this one? The evasive one. 6 or 4. Standing by for instruction. The evasive one. I mean, because we'd get there, right? So if we go the evasive one, because okay, so we can cut. Let's say we cut the Clarabelles, right? We could run a couple of these. Abby, you big baby, what are you doing? You're about to get down, sweetheart. Run a couple of these. We run a couple. If you run Shere Khan, do you run Potion of Malice? Uh-oh, the wife's coming. Run, everyone. Hide. Hide your children. How many Vixen do we run? I don't like the idea of 4 Vixen. I mean, we could run the White Rabbit, right? I'm not a fan of the white. I mean, don't we just run Pegasus, though? Because Pegasus, we can always just play on 1. Like, wouldn't we just do that? And be happy with ourselves? Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm thinking. I think Pegasus would feel better there. Just giving us that ability to quest starting turn 2 on the play or on the draw. So we are really heavy on the 1-drops though. Like 12 1-drops is a lot. Maybe that's not a bad thing though. Maybe that's just what we want so we can win. Our evasives, we have Pegasus, Go-Go, Shere Khan. So we'll only have 3 evasives and Todd, 4 evasives. So that doesn't feel great. So we need more evasives. What about Squeak? I mean, at this point, we could run White Rabbit, right? Yeah, we definitely need draw, right? And that's the problem. There is no draw, though. Like, there is no draw in blue-green. Isn't that the issue where your draw is essentially Donald Duck and Clarabelle? So how do you make up for that? At this point you could run White Rabbit because you want another. I like the Donald. Yeah, I think the Donald idea works. You guys are going to be the death of me today. Come on, Oscar. I know. We're almost done, buddy. It's going to be okay. We're almost done. Okay. I still like Sail. I don't know. Do we need to ramp, actually? What if we just cut the ramp out? We're building a mono green deck. I don't know if you noticed that. But what if we just cut the ramp out? Because what are we ramping to, right? Yeah, maybe we're ramping to copper if we don't see the shift. And And we could ramp to Donald Duck, which is good as well. But with this, yeah. I mean, if we have ramp, we can ramp to Copper or Donald Duck. And that does feel fine. The thing is Tipo is going to really hurt us. Like, Tipo really hurts this deck because there is no draw engine. So that's going to feel really bad. Like, really, really, really bad to reduce your hand size. When your only good play after that is going to be Donald Duck. And then Copper the turn after that. So maybe we can keep Sail, but cut Tipo. And this way, if you have the Copper in hand, then you can either find the baby Copper or the Sail to get you there quicker. So that would allow you in turn to save the Copper in your starting hand. Maybe, right? I just don't know if you can afford to Tipo, right? Like, can you afford to Tipo? Because our curve is good. Like, the ability to go 1-drop evasive into a 2-drop evasive into the location, or the location doesn't come down till turn 4. So I guess the dream play would be like Pegasus, Sail, location, move Pegasus. That's the dream play. Oh, were you not even considering the location? So the location is a 3-drop 1/4/2. While there's a character with evasive here, this location gains evasive. So that's why I'm like hitting so hard on the evasives, because I thought this was like a core part of it in the list for you. Yeah, I tend to agree with Tipo on that one, unless you're just running a hyper control deck that needs to ramp up. So this was revealed super, like, it was one of the it might have been the last card revealed. So it was revealed super late. So that's why I'm hitting so hard on making sure we have cheap low cost evasives, because I want to make sure that we can really get to that game preserve and have evasives for it to just really just go to town. And then we could just go, I don't know, what's our last 2 slots? I don't think there's alert. During your turn, this character gains evasive. Robin Hood is during your turn, this character gains evasive. Aha! The Shift Go-Go has evasive. When you play this character, if you use Shift to play her, you may put chosen character into their player's inkwell face down and exerted. So that, and Wasabi. Wasabi's not terrible as an evasive, answering an item. What about Snowball Fight for Ursula Deceiver to try and slow the opponent down? That's a green one. Each opponent chooses and discards a card. If you have a character with evasive in play, gain 1 lore. Okay. All right. So what would we cut if we wanted to make room for snowball fight? Is the question. We don't need a singer. Well, okay, so Singer 4 does sing Education or Elimination. I mean, could you just run 2 snowballs? Or are you just better off just running Ursula? 2-cost Ursula. I don't know. Pegasus into Snowball fight doesn't sound awful. You gain an extra lore, and you do not draw a card, but you do gain a lore, and they discard a card, which feels nice. So you could run 2 of those, but I almost wonder if just running Ursula would be better, or we also have education and Tiny Tim's Crutch. That's it. So if we really wanted to go super hard into that, then we would need a couple more things, right? That would work with it. So we could go actions and items. Improvise is a cantrip. I would ready him. We could run 2 Medal of Heroes. And so if you ran like 2 Medal of Heroes, I mean, that's just slow, though, is going to be an issue. But that could do something pretty cool. But it is really slow. I think you're better off just with an item. Draw a card, then choose and discard a card. Yeah, and got more an aggro route. And that may be true. I don't know. I was kind of thinking Medal of Hero, yeah. Feeling that. I mean, I like it. I'm all for it. I'm all for some Medal of Hero craziness. Oh, hi, Oscar. Hi, Mama. Yeah. Are we going to adventure soon?
Heck no.
What do you mean, heck no? What are you doing in your house attire?
You like my matching fit?
Yeah.
It's, Stitch and Stitch.
I see that.
No, I sent you the picture of soup because I wanted you to go and procure the soup and then bring it home for me so I can have soup.
Oh, no. No, we're going to go have soup together.
I'm going to go make mac and cheese.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then I'm going to eat that, and then you can make chicken, and then I'll eat that too.
No, we can go get soup, though.
Look I'm in my house sweats. House sweats.
I want soup now.
Well, you can go get soup while I have a bunch of work I have to do.
Okay, we'll go get soup. I'm almost done, though.
Your people are about to see you, like, not survive. I'm not leaving the house.
Give me a kiss. Love you.
I'm full sweats and I did my nighttime stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, we're almost done, though. We're about to finish, and then we'll figure it out. So, but all right. So, we could run the Medal of Heroes, and I don't know. Maybe we just start with something like this to see what feels good and what feels bad. It is going in a couple different directions, right? Like you're doing some kind of weird things with it, but I mean, we get rid of these 2. No. You could keep. Do we just full sin for the copper? My stream chat keeps disconnecting. I'm pulling it up on my phone. So, yeah, that's weird. My stream chat keeps disconnecting. I had to pull it up on my phone. 1 second. Okay. All right. Chat should be good again, I think. Okay, looks like it's working again. Okay, we're back. We're back. Sorry, I don't know. She came in and the troll just broke my chat. Real quick, before anyone goes crazy, she knows I call her a troll. That is her nickname. That it's on her Instagram and everything. So it's not me being a bully. Now how she got that nickname was me being a bully though. So yeah, we could do something like this. We could even send back the Pegasus, maximize copper if we really wanted to. Well, now it just feels really bad. It doesn't feel awful, right? Because we can ink. We could do something like ink Mulan, play copper, and then we can go ahead and ink Todd, play sail, pass. Maybe we found shift copper. This feels bad though, because we need an evasive for game preserve. Okay, so no evasive, but we do have the ramp into Donald, so that could be good. So we could do this. Copper, oh dang, but we have a lot of stuff going on. So we could do this. Now, what do we want off of the copper though, is the question. So whenever this character quest, your characters with evasive get +1 lore. So we ramp, do we not care about the baby copper? Are we not trying to shift the copper? We just want to see it later on? Is that kind of the game plan that we're going for? It feels interesting. I think we're trying to do one too many things. Personally. And I think there's a better way to go about it. I'm not sure though. But BZ, copper shift doesn't do much unless you get two. Yeah, exactly. So I think we're not as worried about the shift copper. Right? I think we just care about copper. And that's why we want ramp so bad, maybe. And yes, that is a thing too. It would be very difficult to actually get to quest with them. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think on it. I'm gonna start. We'll kind of have this for now. I definitely think we're way off though. I think there's just a better route to go. I'll admit I first thought we were just going to go for the full combo, but we can try and make this work somehow. I wonder if green purple Todd, if we want to go the evasive route, is the better route to go. Because we still have the purple evasives that draw us cards. Yeah, definitely gonna have to think on it. Because I think there's a lot of different directions for Todd that we can go. And that's the problem. And I think that's what's going to make Todd so difficult for people, is figuring out which direction you do want to go. The thing is, I also could see like blue being the direction, right? Because if we did, Amethyst does give you draw, which is nice. But if we did go this route, like let's say we cut out the coppers and we wanted to go full on into Todd combo, then if we wanted to do that, we could run things like Alice, which is going to protect Todd, which is going to be really important. So that's something. The biggest problem with this one, though, is draw. Like, combo decks don't generally work if you can't draw. So what that leads us to having to do is cantrips, right? Oh, geez. And we could go the cantrip route where we search for stuff that way. We don't necessarily need Tiny Tim's Crutch anymore. We don't necessarily need Game Preserve. We are essentially just trying to go full-blown hard, going hard into the Todd Shift package. And so what helps us get to the Todd Shift package? Tipo will help us get there because it helps us being able to ramp out a Donald Duck is going to be good. Alice is good. Goofy is, we want the one that gives Todd Ward. So we just put that at 4 for now. We go Heffalumps. Strike a Good Match is going to be good for it. Bobby could be good for it. Oswald hit Ink Runner off the top and win. It's that easy. It's that easy. Not that Mulan. So we could go really hard into like, is that what you like, going hard in the Mulan route with the crutch and stuff and making that like an alternate win con? I mean, it's a good alternate win con. It does. So this Goofy's more if we get, so I guess we could just use that Goofy, right? Because our uninkable count is so low that we could do that. Let's check out that Goofy. Oh, don't need Mulan. Yeah, you wouldn't need Mulan in this list. So the problem with this Goofy is he doesn't have Ward. So I think that we can just do this Goofy to give our Todd Ward. We don't need White Rabbit. We don't need Pegasus. So here's the problem with this list. What on earth do we do if they just start questing? We say, I don't care. I'm going to try and get my combo before you. But that's going to be really hard to do, to get the combo before them. So that's the current issue with something like this. Is if they start that's true, don't need go-go. If we are ramping and warding Todd, do we need to shift it out? Not necessarily. So that's a good point. Chosen character of yours gains evasive, gain 1 lore. So you don't really need this Todd. The advantage of it is that you could, right? You could ramp it out. You could go crazy. You set up a 1-cost Todd and go that route. I wonder. What if 4, 8, 12. So what if we did do this? And we added the Prince Philip package to give us more time. I don't know. Then you're just looking for a lot. And you're still not drawing a lot is the problem. Improvise. Yeah, improvise is going to be a good one to be able to do it. And it draws a card, which is nice. So it does filter us. It is. It is really heavy on the hand size. Like, so I don't think it's probably the way to go. Just kind of thinking like, how are we going to stop a deck from just questing out, right? And that's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about. I mean, we could just go this route, right? What about Max Goofs and Mother Knows Best? Yeah, that could be something that works as well. That could work. It's too bad he can't bring back Medal of Heroes. Tipo can sing Strike a Good Match, which is really nice. True. That's true as well. So you could fit in those 12. Just go the 4 goof, the 4 goof, the 4 Mother Knows Best. So that could be something also. I don't know. I think this is a good place for now between the two decks. Like I said, Molly came home a little early today, so her clients ended at 6:30 today instead of 7:30, which is her normal time for her clients. I don't know. This is 64 cards, but Todd, but we don't want the Todd. We have to see turn 2 ramp. We keep the develop. Strike a Good Match isn't terrible, but that was weird. We kept a lot of the same cards. Okay, no turn 2 ramp, which feels bad. Maybe we see it off of develop. Probably don't want that super early. I think you can keep at least one. You keep at least one Strike a Good Match because you can sing it off of Tipo. Probably don't need Medal of Heroes yet. Ink Tipo, play Tipo. Ink Sail, no. Well, interesting. So what we could do is we could ink. We ink something, right? Ink Education Elimination, pass. Draw, ink something, play Tipo, pass. Next turn, we play Sail, double ink, play Tipo. So that would take us to 3, 4, 5, 6. So as long as we find one more inkable, we can drop Clarabelle with no hand, almost next to no hand. Yeah, the problem is dogs, 100%. We're pretending dogs doesn't exist, right? That's what we're doing with this Todd deck, because I don't think there's a way to build a Todd deck in a way that it has a chance against dogs, personally. Because I don't know what you could add to stop him other than Spooky Sight. So this is just having fun pretending dogs doesn't exist kind of thing. So, but we're going to raid somebody. I'm going to go get some soup. The wife wants, Panera Bread has a new soup. So that's what I'm going to That's what we're gonna go get her. No, I'm doing the wrong thing. This isn't what I want yet.
Marketing. People,
You got
marketing.
Doing the wrong thing. This isn't what I want yet. I'm just clicking on all the wrong stuff. Forgive me. Creator dashboard. Clarabelle doesn't always do much in those lines as your opponent has 4 turns to lower their hand. And very true. Like, it's very true, right? Like, it's, you know, and just kind of just trying to go through thinking of anything, right? It's a combo deck. Combo decks are always going to be difficult. It's going to take a lot of play testing and everything. So, but I don't know. I think where there's a will, there's a way with the Todd combo deck. And I definitely think there's an opportunity there. So, all right, everybody. We're going to raid JDZ. We're going to return the love. Not 50 viewers, but we are going to return the love to JDZ. And I'm going to go get some of the new soup with the wife that she wants so bad. It is Bistro French onion soup at Panera Bread that she wants. So, guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me for a little bit. Again, I can't stress this enough. If you guys want to mess around with TCG Arena next time I stream, go ahead and make your account. It's completely 100% free. And we could do it a couple different ways. You can join the Discord and we can chat on Discord. You'd be on the stream and we can kind of chat it out there. I just think it'd be a fun way to play test on stream. So I'm also going to be making my proxies. So I'll have all my proxies ready by Monday so we can do webcam games. But enjoy you guys hanging out with me. This is a lot of fun. And until next time, guys, stay happy and healthy, all right?